What up, guys? Your boy Quake back with a brand new episode of the Diverse Mentality Podcast, number 306, powered by the one and only Golden Eagle Energy Drinks. Get your Golden Eagle Energy Drinks at drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. That's drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. They've sponsored all season 4 of the podcast, so show them love for showing us love. Now, I want to talk about what I have coming up in terms of documentaries. I do have the Diddy $1 million hit. I am working on it right now. And, you know, I think a while ago, I saw a comment from someone that was like, oh, Quake, you've gotten lazy. You kind of fell off. We're not getting these insane documentaries of who really won and all these whatever. It's not that I've gotten lazy or fell off, right? Because the last documentary I dropped did 3.5 million views with the El Chapo cartel. But as I was working on the Diddy one, the whole Diddy stuff happened, like the, raids and all this stuff. So I do news too. I've always been a news channel as well. Go back in the history of my YouTube channel. I've always done news as well as documentaries. So one of the comments I saw that was actually the same comment, it was like, oh, he fell off. He just talks about gossip and stuff. And I'm like, dude, I've always done news this whole fucking time. What do you guys, what is this person talking about? And then I also always wanted to do different types of documentaries. I don't want to just be the guy who does beef videos or just, I don't know, whatever category. I don't want to be the guy who just covers violence in hip hop or, I like to do different things. So, if you're like, oh, damn, Quake, you haven't dropped this and that in a long time. Well, it's because either something happens in the news cycle, which is Drake versus Kendrick, which obviously took about, I want to say 2.5 months of everybody's attention in hip hop. And then the Diddy stuff took about a month and a half of people's attention. So that took about 3-4 months of time where I could have been working on this Diddy $1 million hit one. Because after I finished the El Chapo cartel one, I think in December, I didn't start the Diddy one. I think I thought of ideas of what I should do next. Because I have a bunch of documentaries that started but haven't just gathered a little bit of information, kept it there, and then because I have ideas and I change my mind because I don't like this right now at this moment. So the Diddy $1 million hit one has always been one that's always been on my mind I wanted to do. So then in January I started it, and I think in February the Diddy stuff started happening, and then Drake, Kendrick, and then just kind of went off the rails. And then I got back on it in, I want to say mid-June, late June. So July I was focusing on it as well. And now I'm in the final stages, practically almost done. So it should be out. I'm not going to put, like I said, a date on it, but you'll expect it very soon. Let's just say that. The reason why I'm talking about this right now is because what I realized is as I'm watching these Keefe D interviews from Vlad and just people in general, it baffles me. Vlad, this is I'm not trying to disrespect Vlad when I say this, but I'm surprised Vlad doesn't get the timelines correct in the way he's interviewing these people. Because here's why I'm saying that. Vlad is a multi-millionaire. He has a staff of people that could do research for him, that could do a lot of things for him, where he could just, hey, the questions are there, and he could ask the questions. Or he can do the research himself. And it baffles me at how the questions Vlad asks Keefe D throws Keefe D off of what he's thinking in his memory. Mind you, now Keefe D's trying to remember something that happened basically 30 years ago. So he's going to fuck up and, not really remember certain things 100%. But as I was looking on the dates of stuff, and I was confirming these dates through a lot of stuff of what Keefe D said and just other people surrounding. And you find out that a lot of this stuff, the dates are very close to each other. And a lot of this stuff happened within 9 months. And the timeline is if somebody interviewed Keefe D properly, and that's, when I say properly, I literally mean proper. I don't mean disrespectful to anybody. I don't mean disrespect to anybody. But I wish people that were interviewing these people, I should have hit up Keefe D while he was free and just interviewed him, because I would have got this timeline thing squared out so much better than everybody else. And that just to me shows that I believe myself as being one of the best interviewers ever because of the timeline thing. A lot of people fuck up timelines when it comes to interviews. And it takes time. It takes a lot of time to get timelines right, because you got to go through a lot of internet archive history and figure out things. Now, have I fucked up on a timeline here or there? Yeah, but rarely. It's been something that's like very slim that, most people don't even notice, honestly. I never usually get comments like, oh, you messed up on this timeline. I will get people saying, hey, you skipped this or you didn't. And the reason why I skipped it is for a reason. I usually do not miss anything. I think there was only been like one or two things ever in any documentary I've ever done that I missed, but it wasn't really an important piece of information, so it didn't really affect the documentary. Because trust me, if I missed a major key thing in a documentary, I would remove it 100%. But yeah, I get surprised that when I'm watching these interviews, because that's where you get a lot of this information from, at how messed up people have these timelines. Like an example is when Vlad's talking to Keefe D about, when Keefe's talking to Diddy about the $1 million hit thing, like, hey, Diddy's mentioning, hey, I need to get rid of these guys, blah, blah, blah. Keefe mentions 4 locations that he talked to Diddy on about this thing. But the locations he mentions, one of them was in, I want to say Anaheim or Irvine, one of those two, right? But the Anaheim location that he mentions was way before the actual beef started. So why would Diddy order a hit on Suge Knight before they even have issues? So that's where I know things are messed up. And it's not Keefe D's fault. This guy's trying to remember something 25, 30 years ago. So you can't really blame Keefe D on that. It's very hard to remember stuff. I can't fucking remember what I had for breakfast this morning, let alone remember something 30 years ago. So I don't blame it on Keefe D. I blame it on the interviewer not getting the timeline correctly, because you can trigger somebody's memory when you ask them, the proper question with the timeline there. You can trigger their memory and be like, oh, yeah, you're right. Let me figure that. Then they'll remember things a little bit better. So I think I did that the best with Kid when he first came here. I had the whole timeline set up, and that way I could ask, and that's why I got some great, answers out of him. But yeah, I need to work more on, getting guests here, but it just takes too much. Here's the problem with that. Is people are like, why don't you bring guests? Why don't you bring guests? You should bring more guests on the podcast. The problem with that is I have to then dedicate time to research that person's history and figure out timelines and blah, blah, blah. And that takes a shit long a time. So maybe when I expand as a business and I can hire more people to do that, then I'll be able to be like, okay, you know what? I can hire this person. Go look this up, and this is how you search it up, blah, 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 blah. And then, I can hopefully vet check that and then, make it a quicker process for me, because that's really what it is. The more employees that I get, the easier a lot of things become. But it's hard to do, because I do the documentary side by myself 100%. I have no editor. I had an editor at one point who edited the Pop Smoke doc, just a few, not really that many documentaries. And it just didn't work out because my style is different from theirs. So you have to find somebody that really fits your style. The only help that I have right now is on the podcast end, because if I didn't have help on the podcast end, I would not be able to do the podcast and the documentaries at the same time. It'd just be impossible. But yeah, that documentary is coming out, and then I'm working on a Who Really Won, like right after that. I'm not taking no breaks, because these next couple months, August, September, October, November, December, I just want to go all in, and then hopefully in January go on vacation, because I haven't been on vacation in 2 years. I haven't seen nothing, done nothing for 2 years plus, probably 2.5 years, because the last time I was on vacation is April of 2022. So yeah, it's been over 2 years. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. Yeah, we'll that documentary is coming out very, very soon here. But let's get into the news. PNB Rock's murder trial has officially concluded, and the results are as expected. Both suspects have found guilty. So let's go over the article. PNB Rock's murder suspects have been both found guilty on all counts after a relatively short deliberation. According to Rolling Stone, Freddie Trone was found guilty of felony murder, 2 counts of robbery, and 1 count of conspiracy during court proceedings on Wednesday, August 7th. Trone is the father of the 17-year-old alleged shooter, who is currently being deemed unfit for trial and acted as the boy's getaway driver. He conspired moments ahead of the murder with fellow suspect Tremont Jones, who also has been found guilty of 2 counts of robbery and 1 count of conspiracy. The jury, which consisted of 4 women and 8 men, took less than 4 hours to reach their decision. In a statement to Rolling Stone following the verdict, PNB Rock's mother, Dina Allen, said, "I'm elated. I wanted to jump up and scream hallelujah. I'm so happy it was quick. We got justice for Rakim, and I feel better knowing they'll be in jail for a long time." Trone's lawyers argue there was no proof his client was at the crime scene, but the jury's foreperson, Edwin Lovo, noted that surveillance video showed differently. "We could see clearly it was him," Lovo said. It was also noted that the initial theory that the rapper's girlfriend Stephanie social media posts placing her at Roscoe's was Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles was what led to Rock's murder was not the case. In terms of timing, it just wasn't plausible, Lobo said. So I guess his girlfriend didn't set him up or mistakenly did something. But yeah, we'll see how much time they get. I don't know what, we'll probably figure out that down the line, but they're guilty. Yeah, so they're going to be gone for at least 20 to 30 years, at least. So yeah, congratulations to the family. A round of applause. At least they get the justice. And, it was a quick trial, man. Nothing that takes 90 million years, and they got it done, squared away, and there you go. I think there's one more suspect, potentially. I think there's 3 in total, so I don't know what's going to happen with that, but yeah, we'll keep our eyes posted on that. But yeah, condolences to PNB Rock, family and friends. Congratulations on the trial being over and you guys getting a guilty verdict on those suspects. Something happened to T.I. that is very unfortunate. I hope this never happens to me, but my name is so unique that I doubt it will. T.I. found himself in handcuffs over the weekend in an unfortunate case of mistaken identity. According to TMZ, the rap legend was arrested at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport on Sunday night, August 4th, after police mistook him for a stalking suspect. The culprit they were after, who also happens to be called Clifford Harris, was wanted in Baltimore, Maryland, on allegations of stalking and violent behavior towards a woman, possibly involving a gun. T.I. was taken from the airport to Clayton County Jail, roughly an hour away, because the warrant issued outside of the state of Georgia, and the arrest triggered an automatic extradition hearing. Fortunately for T.I., he was released within 2 hours of his arrest after his attorney Steve Sado contacted the Clayton County Sheriff's Office. The extradition order was also dismissed after being reviewed by a judge. While he was clearly innocent in this particular case, T.I. is no stranger to brushes with the law. Yeah. They go over the whole history of what he's done. But that sucks, man. I wonder if we're going to get the body cam police footage of that, because that is just like an unfortunate event. That would ruin my fucking night coming back, because sometimes when you fly, T.I. is rich, so I'm sure he's flying first class, but I'm not rich, so I'm flying whatever the fuck's the cheapest on there. I like Delta, though. I'm not going to lie, guys. I will not fly anything but Delta. That's the part where I'm spoiled, is I have to fly Delta. I cannot fly Spirit or whatever the hell, American Airlines, unless, like, if I'm flying back somewhere and that's the only flight that's available and I have to take it, then I'll take it. But I'm spoiled to the point where I have to fly Delta. But, when you're coming back from a flight, you're usually tired and just exhausted, and you just want to go home. So having somebody arrest you and arrest the wrong person, thinking you were that person, and wasting hours of your night, that sucks, man. I would be in a very groggy mood. So I don't blame if they have the arrest body cam footage and T.I. is acting up, I would not blame him, because that's fucked up, man. That's just annoying. So yeah, we'll keep our eyes posted and see if that footage ever comes out. That would be interesting. Continuing on, speaking of arrests, Nelly got arrested just recently in his hometown. Let's go over the article. Nelly was arrested this week for possession of 4 ecstasy pills, as well as driving without insurance, but he has since been released. According to TMZ, the country grammar rapper was pulled over in a suburb just outside of his hometown of St. Louis early Wednesday morning, August 7th. He was released a short time after. His mugshot shows bloodshot eyes, but is otherwise nondescript. You can view it below. Yeah, he's a little bit bloodshot eyes. He looks a little happy. The rapper has not released a statement regarding the incident as of this writing. Yeah, man, why the fuck are you dealing with ecstasy? How old is Nelly, man? Come on, Nelly. Nelly's been arrested a few times here and there. He actually got accused of like sexual assault a long time ago, but that turned out to be false. The woman was lying. I think I covered that in my What Happened to Nelly video. But yeah, Nelly is 49 years old, bro. Stop. You're taking ecstasy at 49 years old. Even though he doesn't look 49, man. He takes care of himself really well. But yeah, Nelly's got a kid on the way with Ashanti. You're 49 years old, bro. Why are you taking ecstasy? Grow up, man. Unless you're addicted to that stuff, you better kick it. Because at 49, that shit's going to attack you once you reach your 50s and 60s. You're going to end up with some health problems and potentially die prematurely. So, yeah, very dumb situation at this age. I would not expect Nelly to be doing this. And Nelly is well off, right? You would expect a celebrity that's kind of fallen off the face of the earth and ends up a drug addict or whatever the hell. But Nelly is, Nelly still brings in, I'm sure, just off his catalog. Didn't Nelly sell his catalog a while ago for like $50 million, something like that? Yeah, sells select catalog assets to Harbor View for a reported $50 million. So yeah, he's got money. He's well off, and he only sold 50% of it. So if he would have sold the whole thing, it would have been $100 million. So Nelly I wanted to talk about it on this podcast, but I just didn't have time to kind of really think about this list. But I want to do a list of artists with the highest peaks ever in hip hop. The first three for me is 50, Eminem, and Lil Wayne. Like, those three had insane peaks in hip hop. Now we're talking about the biggest peaks. We're not talking about longevity. We're not talking about any of that other shit. Just peaks. Who got the hottest during their moment? Like, who sold the most during the moment? Who had the biggest brand? Who was just dominant where it was just them? And to me, number one on that list is 50 Cent. That's not even a debate, because G-Unit as a brand, 50 as a brand, and then 50 with the music, just dominated. Did better than Eminem, did better than Lil Wayne, did better than everybody else. You can't name somebody with a label that sold that many records with a label as well. As all the artists went platinum. Eminem's artists all didn't go platinum. Lil Wayne's artists did well, so you could argue that, but Lil Wayne didn't have his own video game, his own clothing line. He did have Truck Fit, but it didn't sell an astronomical amount. He didn't have anything brand-wise. He didn't have a vitamin water, did 100 million, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I'll argue that some other episode when I actually look into, because the top five list, the issue where I have is the number 4, number 5. But Nelly reached a peak that was insane musically. Like, Country Grammar went diamond. I think it went diamond in America. I could be wrong. Let me see. Let's see if Country Grammar is actually diamond in America. I think it is. Not even Give It to Die Trying is diamond in America yet. Yeah, Country Grammar. Yeah, this album, Country Grammar, went diamond in America on July of 2016. So right now it's probably 11 times platinum, maybe even 12. 50's Give It to Die Trying is not even diamond in America. So Nelly had an insane peak on his run, and people sleep on that. So, but yeah, Nelly, stop doing this shit. You're way too old for this. Get out of this ecstasy shit. Hope you're not dealing with like addiction to this, but we'll keep our eyes posted and see what happens and what he says. Maybe he releases a statement about it. But yeah, we'll see. Before we continue, I want to give a shout out to Golden Eagle for sponsoring this podcast. Yes, if it wasn't for Golden Eagle, this podcast wouldn't be possible. If you're looking for an energy drink that doesn't tear a hole in your pocket, Golden Eagle energy drink is the one you want to get. Golden Eagle has the smoothest taste with no aftertaste. You don't get acid reflux when you drink it, and you will save a lot of money. So check out Golden Eagle at drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. The link is in the description below. And how do you think this podcast would be possible without me having energy to do it? Come on, guys. You guys got to remember this. I need energy to do this stuff, man, because there's a lot of crazy topics. So look how smooth this thing sounds. Look at it. Oh, my God. It's fresh. Look at that Golden Eagle. Look at the can. It's so beautiful, too, man. Look at that. That's so fresh, man. So fresh. Golden Eagle energy drink. Go to the link description below. That's drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. Let's continue the episode. Drake decided to release 100 gigabytes of just random stuff and 3 new tracks. So it came with some new music, but a lot of on the website was, I think it was called plottwist.com or something like that. Let me see. Or 100gigs.org. Sorry. 100gigs.org. The Instagram page was called Plot Twist, which fans noticed that Drake was following. I don't know how people like pay attention to what a celebrity is following, but they noticed Drake was following this page, and they basically said, what is going on? In the description it said 100 gigs for your head top. People are like, what's going on? 100 gigs. A bunch of posts at the time, because the page was private at the time. So people were like, what is all this posts, blah, blah, blah. And then Drake went public with it, posted the website, and a bunch of random stuff he was posting on there, footages, photos he took. And it was started during the Kendrick Lamar battle. So people were wondering, maybe this is, Drake, probably starting the battle up back again. But it wasn't. It was a bunch of random files. It was like Drake recording in the studio for Kanye West. It was a lot of like dope footage. There's one really cool footage that I saw was there were some fans outside of his car, and this guy asked Drake, "Can you tell this girl to be with me, because she doesn't want to be with me, blah blah blah," or something like that. He was trying to get the girl to like date him or whatever. And Drake said, "Yeah, I'll do it for you." So he recorded the video with the fan and said, "This is the guy. You better get with him, blah blah blah." And that's a cool thing to do for a celebrity to co-sign you and give you some riz or whatever. And stuff like that, just random stuff. Him talking about making hotline bling, lots of like personal footage of him getting off private jets, random things. But I wanted to talk about the songs. So the song with Young Thug and 21 Savage, I don't know what it's called. Let me see. So the song with 21 Savage and Young Thug is called "It's Up." I actually enjoyed this track, so great record. Blue, Red, Green, I believe, is the one that has Lotto on it as well, or maybe it doesn't. And then there's Housekeeping, Knows. So the other two tracks are not that good, but the "It's Up" track I enjoyed. And then the rest of the footage, I didn't really go through everything because I'm not that big of a Drake fan to be going over every single file of what he uploaded, but a lot of people did. And Drake also, this is what interests me out of all this stuff, right? Drake also is following another private Instagram page, and this one's called Indigo Child 369. However, in the bio, this is what it says: "First account made some people anxious. Here we go again, round 2 fight." So I don't know, man. I think Drake is trolling, but because the first page, people thought, with the title being Plot Twist, people thought that maybe Drake got some information on Kendrick and is going to leak it on this Instagram page, and people were like, he's about to start the battle up back again. That's why in this second page, he put the first page made some people anxious, because people were wondering what the hell is going on. In the second page, he's saying, here we go again, round 2 fight. So I don't know. I hope we get another round in this battle, but Drake was the one that essentially bowed out. I mean, if you look at the Heart Part 6, I think he bowed out. I think he said, listen, he felt that he was coming with facts and that Kendrick wasn't coming with facts. And because of that, he was like, I don't want to do this anymore. People are siding with you regardless if you come with facts or not, which is kind of a weird kind of theory and stupid in itself, but whatever. I mean, everybody has their own opinion on things. I think a lot of artists lie on beef diss tracks regardless, and then some of them tell the truth. I think the Pusha T thing kind of ruined people's view on diss tracks, because now if you don't come out with something that's factual like Pusha T did, you're just bullshit. And then I don't like, what I didn't like about this battle is the fans in it, and the stands, not the fans, the stands. They were just taking things to next level and trying to find out dirt of each artist and doing weird investigation work and just weird things that I didn't like. So that kind of ruined it for me. Next time when they battle, or any hip-hop artist battle, I'm going to stay away from even any of the talk from the stands, because I saw so much of that shit on my timeline that it ruined the battle for me. I think years down the line, though, I'll appreciate this battle a lot more. Just in the midst of it right now, the stands ruined a lot of it for me. But I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get another battle. This is interesting. Saying here we go again, round 2 fight. That's something there, man. Fight is fighting words. So we'll see. I don't think these guys are going to stop subliminally dissing each other. We're going to continuously get subliminal disses back and forth, and I don't think these guys are going to be friends again. I think Drake also on the Plot Twist page took like a little jab at J. Cole. He posted a really big tweet that popped off. Let me see. That was like talking about J. Cole, and people were like, oh, he's dissing J. Cole now. I guess him and J. Cole aren't cool anymore because of this battle. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. J. Cole's been very, very quiet, and I'm sure we're going to get his album pretty soon, and I'm sure he's going to speak on something relating to this. I don't think he's going to diss anybody, but I do think he's going to speak on this stuff. So let me see where the actual tweet is. But he posted a tweet. It was kind of like making fun of J. Cole. And people were like, oh, he's taking shots at J. Cole, blah, 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 blah. So this is the tweet. Remember when J. Cole got his phone stolen out of his pocket by a fan, and they called Jay-Z from it, but he wasn't answering? So they called from their own phone, and he picked up. So basically saying that Jay-Z doesn't even give a fuck about, J. Cole. That when they took J. Cole's phone and tried to call Jay-Z, he wasn't even picking up for J. Cole, but he picked up for some random number. So Yeah, it's a kind of clowning, trolling J. Cole, but I don't know what to make of all this stuff. I think Drake is just doing random shit at this point of whatever he wants to do. I think he doesn't care. I think he's doing this just to prove that he doesn't care. He doesn't. He's just doing random shit. And it is what it is. I don't like the most of the tracks on here. I only like the one with Young Thug and 21 Savage. I think it's a dope track. But other than that, who gives a shit about the files? Who gives a shit about everything else on it? But I don't know. Drake stands. If 50 just randomly did this, I would check it out, and I would check out all the files and see what's on there, just because I'd be curious. But for Drake, I'm not really that huge of a fan of him. But from the track It's Up, 21 Savage got accused, or basically people speculated that he was dissing Kendrick Lamar on behalf of Drake. Why is that the case? Well, let's go over it. The song It's Up, let me actually pull up the lyrics. On the song, 21 Savage mentions Tupac and mentions like beef battling. So people are just like, okay, Kendrick compared himself to Tupac a lot in the Drake versus Kendrick Lamar battle. So, Tupac's name just in general was brought up. So they're assuming that 21 Savage is taken up for Drake and decided to go at Kendrick. So let's see what the bars are at. No rap cap come out of my mouth, blah, 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 blah. Slaughter gang knife in the back. You a Clipper, Miami. Where is this at? Okay, so no rap cap come out of my mouth. Made a couple songs. Think he hot now. Hit his ass up. He think he Pac now. Yeah. Kendrick is one to take a hiatus, not drop music for a while, then drop an album, and then disappear again. So people are speculating, now that Kendrick made a couple records and, he's got Not Like Us going #1 and doing all these streaming numbers, people speculated that this line, made a couple songs, thinks he's hot now. That 21 Savage was dissing Kendrick, saying like, now you think you're hot all of a sudden because you're dropping a couple records and they're doing well because of the battle. And then he says, hit his ass up, he think he Pac now. So basically saying that, if you really think you're Pac, let me hit your ass up, let me shoot you and see if you can survive like Pac did the first time. But 21 Savage's manager, Mega Meezy, shout out to him, he actually follows me on Instagram, denied the rumors. He said this. Let's see. 21's team was quick to shut down the rumors that the Compton rapper star was the target of the lyrical. The news was relayed by Academics on his Rumble live stream where he said, I talked to 21's people. 21 is not dissing Kendrick. Okay? That is not a Kendrick Lamar at all. AK then read out the text from Meezy, which clarified that 21 was not jumping into Drake's beef with K-Dot. He said that it is definitely not a shot at Kendrick. He said that shit would make no sense because Kendrick got more than one hit or whatever. Which, I guess, but I mean, he's saying he made a couple songs. You think he hot now. I know Kendrick has more than one hit, but yeah. Regardless, I wouldn't be surprised if 21 Savage decided to jump in and defend Drake. Drake got attacked by a lot of people, but it would be dumb for him to jump in now after like the mist of the battle has kind of been over with and things have died down. It'd be dumb for him to jump in this late into it. However, like I said, I do think Drake and Kendrick are still going to send subliminal shots to each other. I can't wait for Drake to drop an actual album. I can't wait for Kendrick to drop his album, and even J. Cole, because I'm sure J. Cole is going to have a track where he talks about this situation. Maybe, I don't know if a full track, but maybe a verse or two. So it'll be interesting to see his perspective in this. But yeah, we'll keep our eyes posted and see what happens moving forward. MTV is back with their Video Music Awards, and I want to talk about it because it's interesting who they nominated in the hip-hop categories. I really don't pay attention to a lot of these award shows because they've gotten boring, super boring over the years. But I just want to talk about the nominees. So let's go over this list. Okay, so they got Video of the Year. They nominated Eminem, Houdini, and a bunch of pop artists, Taylor Swift, SZA, Snooze, Doja Cat, Paint the Town Red, Billie Eilish, Lunch, blah, 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 blah. Artist of the Year, they nominated Eminem as well. So Eminem seems to be the only one in the hip-hop category that's getting nominated. Song of the Year, they nominated Jack Harlow's Love It On Me and Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us in terms of hip-hop. Everything else is Taylor Swift, Teddy Swims, Sabrina, Beyonce. Best New Artist, there really isn't anybody hip-hop that I'm seeing here. They got Shabuzi in here. Tyler, I think I'd give Shabuzi it if it was for me. MTV Push Performance of the Year. I have no idea what this is, but they got Glorilla, Lick or something on here. They got, I think that's really about it for hip hop. Yeah, a bunch of other R&B. Best collaboration, they got Drake, Sexy Red, and SZA with Rich Baby Daddy. They got Glorilla, Megan Thee Stallion, Wannabe, and that's it for hip hop. Best hip hop, they got Drake featuring Sexy Red and SZA, Rich Baby Daddy, Eminem, Houdini, Glorilla, Yeah Glow, Gonna Fuck You Mean, Megan Thee Stallion, BOA, Travis Scott, Playboi Carti, Fiend. Who would I give it? For me personally, out of all these tracks, I like Glorilla's Yeah Glow, Stomp a Loop with some head shows. Yeah, I like Glorilla's Yeah Glow if I were to give it on this list. And then I would probably give it to, I don't know, man, Eminem, Houdini, or Gonna Fuck You Mean. And then the rest I don't really give a fuck about. I never really listened to Rich Baby Daddy, Megan Thee Stallion, not a fan of. And then Travis Scott and Playboi Carti, hell no. Best R&B, which is interesting. So they got Alicia Keys on here, Mooney Long, SZA, Tyler, Usher, Victoria Monette. Going down the list, let's see if there's anything hip-hop. Video for Good. I have no idea what that is, but they got Joyner Lucas and Jelly Roll Best for Me on there. Best Direction. They are nominating Eminem with Houdini, directed by Rich Lee, which I liked Houdini as a music video. Very, very well executed music video. Best Editing, they got Eminem as Houdini as well. Best Visual Effects, they got Eminem, Houdini as well. So Eminem's getting nominated for a shit ton of stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much the list. I hope Eminem, like, the only thing that's going to make me watch any of this is Eminem performs or something like that. Maybe I'll watch it, but I'll probably forget the night of the night when this is on, because I usually always do. I usually see people tweeting about it, and then I'm like, oh shit, let me go watch it. And then by the time I watch it, it's basically over. So I don't really care to watch them. I forget that they premiere, but this one will premiere on September 10th. So basically a month from now, it will be live. Who do you guys think is going to win, man? It'd be super funny if Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, wins Song of the Year. That would be like the ultimate nail in the coffin for this battle. But I doubt he will. I mean, they're probably going to give it to like fucking Taylor Swift or some Beyonce. Beyonce's probably going to get it. I know Beyonce gets every award. In America, Beyonce can do no wrong. But yeah, we'll keep our eyes posted and see. I don't really care about the results, to be honest with you. Never really did, but just interesting to see who got nominated. Continuing on, Eminem and Drake become the only rappers to achieve this Spotify achievement. So let's go over the article. Eminem has now joined Drake as the only rapper to surpass 50 billion streams on Spotify, though he is still a ways away to catching up to the sixth god. On Monday, August 5th, Hip Hop All Day confirmed M hit a 50 billion point on the streaming platform, putting him in the company of just 6 other artists who have achieved this feat. Among them is Drake, who leads the pack with 101 billion all-time streams. Behind him is Taylor Swift with 88 billion, following Bad Bunny with 83 billion, The Weeknd with 67 billion, and Ed Sheeran and Justin Bieber with 54 billion. Now, this is why I say Eminem is the greatest hip-hop artist, period. He's the most consistent because of these numbers. Look at this. Like, this is a guy 25 years into his career. 25 years. And he's doing his best streaming numbers with his recent album. So he's breaking his own streaming records. And he's now in the category of all basically newer artists. Besides Taylor Swift, the rest of these artists came out in the 2010s. So Taylor Swift's the only one in the 2000s that actually came out. Everybody else is in the 2010s. Eminem's been here since 1999, though, which I always argue about, do we really count 1999? Because it was kind of like half of 1999 that he was there. But people count it, whatever. Regardless, 25 years. Jay-Z's not doing this. Nas is not doing this. Busta Rhymes is not doing this. Whoever's active currently in music is not doing this. Method Man, Rakim, no disrespect to any of those people. No disrespect to any of these artists that I'm mentioning. But they are not doing these numbers. Not even Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne's been the only one that you could say, hey, if he drops an album and it doesn't say numbers, He's been in it since the 90s, basically. Not really the main character, I guess, because he had Hot Boys and all that shit. But regardless, he's been in it for a long time. So Lil Wayne's probably the only one. But even Lil Wayne is not like okay, let's see. The last album Lil Wayne dropped, let's see what it did in numbers. I think it was the album where it's like Funeral or some shit like that. Let's see what it did in numbers. I think that came out in like 2022. I could be wrong. Oh, I'm a beast, man. I know my timing's on a lot of stuff. Funeral was the last album, 2020. Let's see what the numbers did on this. So this is like the only artist that's been out since the 90s that you can compare to Eminem that's been consistent. Because, yeah, Lil Wayne hasn't dropped an album in a little bit of time, but he has done a lot of features, and a lot of people considered a lot of the features he's done amazing. But look, so this album was released. It debuted at the top and did about 139,000. Not bad, right? Not bad at all. But it didn't do fucking what Eminem did with, what do you do first week? 281,000. That's literally double what Lil Wayne did. More than double. A little bit more than double. And look at that. And we're talking about 25 years into his career. All you got to do is just give respect at this point. Because he has the biggest first week sales of a hip-hop album so far this year. The only person that comes behind him is the Metro Boomin and Future album, We Don't Trust You, with 251,000 sold. So Eminem's right now, unless Drake drops, which I can see Drake doing more than 281,000, I can see potentially J. Cole doing more than that, and Kendrick. Unless those three decide not to drop this year, which is, I doubt they probably will. I don't know about Kendrick, but I know J. Cole this year is probably going to drop his album. Like, I'm willing to bet. And I could see J. Cole doing more than 281,000. I could see him doing 300, 350, maybe even 400,000. I don't know. We'll see on that. What did Drake's last album, J. Cole's last album do? I don't even remember when that came out. It came out in 2021, I think. So it's been a minute. Yeah, 2021, the off season. Let's see. Yeah, I did 282,000. That's literally right where the Death of Slim Shady did. So I could see J. Cole doing potentially those numbers or a little bit higher, maybe 300, 350,000. So maybe J. Cole beats out Eminem, but J. Cole's been in the game since what, 2009, you could say, 2010. He dropped his first album in 2011. So technically, I want to start with the albums when they drop their first debut albums. I don't really care about the previous stuff. So Eminem dropped his debut album in 1999. J. Cole dropped in 2011. So J. Cole's only been in the game for, what, we could say 12, 13 years. Meanwhile, Eminem's in a 25-year run. Yeah, man, just shows the longevity of Eminem. Don't believe the hype on Jay-Z and these artists that people mention. Numbers don't lie. I don't care if he's white. Because white has really nothing to do with it, to be honest with you. Yeah, has it helped him sell? Of course. More people in music can identify with him. So more white people buy albums as well. It's been statistically proven. So of course it's helped him. Even Eminem has acknowledged that. But this long, like for people that still care this long, you got to be dope. I don't give a fuck. Maybe at his peak you could say, oh, it's because he's white and nobody really heard a white rapper like that. But to be doing it this long, it's not now just because he's white. It's because people actually fuck with the music. And the album's actually pretty good, man. To me, it's starting to become up there in the ranks. Like I gave it a 7.5 on my review, but I'm going to like 8 right now, and I might be going to 8.5, maybe even 9. I'm not gonna really throw it, but I'm officially changing my number from 7.5 to 8 right now. So that means it's a great album. It goes from good to great because I've been enjoying listening to this album as the week's been going on. But yeah, so round of applause to Eminem, man. Still doing it. And I think if Eminem doesn't take too long of a hiatus and drops another album within maybe next year and does another kind of promo run with the album, I think he can literally do better numbers than that in streaming. Maybe he can have another run where his streaming numbers is his next leg of his career. You got to remember, this guy's going from old CD sales being pushed to now streams and breaking records and streams in his career. That is like insane longevity. So far, Eminem has the longest longevity in hip-hop, period. Could I see Drake potentially breaking that? Yeah, because Drake is a lot more versatile. Drake can, sing, rap, do all these different styles. So Drake is like a chameleon. He can definitely, I think he can still have a long career. Drake's been in the game for, Drake's about to reach 40 years old, so he's still fairly young. Eminem's just hit 50, 51 or somewhere around there. So M's got a whole 10, 11 years on him. So Drake Drake can have another leg, at least another 10 years in his career, man. That's not doable. So Drake could be the one that could kind of match Eminem's longevity, but, yeah, we'll see. We'll see as the years go on, but salute to Eminem, man. Big feat, big accomplishment, and there's nothing more you can say, man. You just give props where it's due. Kanye West, has been doing his thing as well, so I got to give props to Kanye West, but this Vultures 2, I don't think it's looking like it's going to do really that well in numbers. But he did earlier this year. He did a great thing, and he had, despite people blackballing him, he had Carnival go #1, all that. So Kanye gets his props, too, for having longevity. Despite really what ruined Kanye is himself. Like, he just opens his mouth and just talks about a bunch of shit, and then people kind of, quote-unquote, cancel him, get mad at him for things. But had Kanye never, done that type of stuff, at least stopped it to a certain point, right, I think his career would be at a different level right now, musically as well. But Eminem doesn't get really involved in that. Yeah, he'll drop the Def Slim Shady, do a bunch of, say a bunch of words or stuff that could potentially get him canceled, but he kind of disappears, and then people kind of move on. Kanye will say it and then do 10 interviews, keep saying it and repeating it for the next 6 months to a year, and then people will get pissed off. So that's a whole different thing, but still, salute to Kanye. He's been, longevity-wise, been there for a minute as well. So, yeah. Speaking of hits and numbers, we're going on the Billboard Hot 100. The first 3 tracks still haven't changed, by the way. Shabuzi has #1 still with the bar song. I Need Some Help, Post Malone, Morgan Wallen still at #2, and Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, still at #3. You got Sabrina Carpenter, Espresso, up to #4. $1 Million Baby, Tommy Richmond at #5. Teddy Swims, Lose Control at #6. Too Sweet, Hosier, #7. Good Luck Babe, Chappelle Roan, #8. Please, 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 Sabrina Carpenter, #9. Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish, #10. Going down the list, Like That, Future, Metro Boomin, Kendrick Lamar, #18. It's actually going up the charts. That's interesting. Eminem, Houdini, #19. Says the Saturn, #21. Wannabe, Glorilla, Megan Thee Stallion, #27. MGK and Jelly Roll. Wow, they got a nice debut here. #33, Lonely Road. Interesting. Yeah Glow, Glorilla, #43. Whiskey, Moneybag Yo, Morgan Wallen, #48. Did It First, Ice Spice, Central C, #51. Band for Band, Central C, Lil Baby, #54. 101, Gunna, #61. Type Shit, Future, Metro Boomin, #64. Lil Yachty and Ian, Hate Me, debuted at #68. Get It Sexy, Sexy Red, #70. Tough, Quavo and Lana Del Rey, #78. Euphoria, Kendrick Lamar, #79. Still in the charts. Parking Lot got a re-entry, Mustard, Travis Scott, #81. Eminem, Toby, Big Sean, Baby Tron, #84. Somebody Save Me, Eminem, Jelly Roll, #87. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it for the Billboard Hot 100. And that's it for today's episode of the Diverse Mentality Podcast. Appreciate all of you for watching, listening. It means the world to me. Of course, sponsored by the one and only Golden Eagle Energy Drink. Get your Golden Eagle Energy Drinks at drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. They sponsored all season 4 of the podcast, so show them love for showing us love. Spotify, Deezer, Pocket Cast, YouTube, all that. Have an amazing night, day, whenever you listen to this, and peace.